गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोर्मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोर्मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोर्मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। ओम शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातन्तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं मेघश्यामं पीतकौशेयवासं श्रीवत्साङ्कं कौस्तुभोद्भासिताङ्गं पुण्योपेतं पुण्डरीकायताक्षं विष्णुं वन्दे सर्वलोकैकनाथं नमः समस्तभूतानामादिभूताय भूभृते अनेकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे सशङ्खचक्रं सकिरीटकुण्डलं सपीतवस्त्रं सरसीरुहेक्षणं सहारवक्षस्थलशोभिकौस्तुभं नमामि विष्णुं शिरसा चतुर्भुजम् छायायां पारिजातस्य हेमसिंहासनोपरि आसीनमम्बुदश्याममायताक्षमलङ्कृतम् चन्द्राननं चतुर्बाहुं श्रीवत्साङ्कितवक्षसं रुक्मिणी सत्यभामाभ्यां सहितं कृष्णमाश्रये। ॐ विश्वस्मै नमः। विश्वं विष्णुर्वषट्कारो भूतभव्यभवत्प्रभुः भूतकृद्भूतभृद्भावो भूतात्मा भूतभावनः वनमाली गदीशार्ङ्गी शङ्खी चक्री च नन्दकी श्रीमान्नारायणो विष्णुर्वासुदेवोऽभिरक्षतु वनमाली गदीशार्ङ्गी शङ्खी चक्री च नन्दकी श्रीमान्नारायणो विष्णुर्वासुदेवोऽभिरक्षतु वनमाली गदीशार्ङ्गी शङ्खी चक्री च नन्दकी श्रीमान्नारायणो विष्णुर्वासुदेवोऽभिरक्षतु श्रीवासुदेवोऽभिरक्षतु। ॐ नम इति श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने श्रीराम नाम वरानन। ॐ नम इति आर्ता विषण्णाः शिथिलाश्च भीताः घोरेषु च व्याधिषु वर्तमानाः संकीर्त्य नारायण शब्दमात्रं विमुक्तदुःखाः सुखिनो भवन्ति आर्ता विषण्णाः शिथिलाश्च भीताः घोरेषु च व्याधिषु वर्तमानाः संकीर्त्य नारायण शब्दमात्रं विमुक्तदुःखाः सुखिनो भवन्ति आर्ता विषण्णाः शिथिलाश्च भीताः घोरेषु च व्याधिषु वर्तमानाः संकीर्त्य नारायण शब्दमात्रं विमुक्तदुःखाः सुखिनो भवन्ति. Ram Ram Ram. Welcome to all of you for today's class of learning to chant Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram. As all of you already know, in our previous classes, we have learnt the Purva Pitika, Vishnu Sahasranama, and the concluding shlokas also we have learnt. In the last two classes, we also did the Parayanam of the entire Vishnu Sahasranama, and last class, you also shared your experiences of how was your journey of learning to chant Vishnu Sahasranama. Two things pending from us, from my side. One, I had mentioned about we will try to have one session talking about the shloka Shri Rama Rama Rameti. Many of you have had asked that question. So that is one. And second thing is the last two shlokas are still pending. And then I've also shared in the last class details about the assessments, etc. So we'll talk more about it. So we'll take the first one of today. Again, Vishwanath Mahodaya is here to take us in the journey or in the devotion, in the ocean of devotion, to share with us one about the chanting, how to chant. Many of us also had this question of how to chant, when to chant Vishnu Sahasranama, etc. And Shri Rama Rama Rameti, the importance of the shloka, why do we say 3 times, those kind of things. So Ram Ram Ram, Swagatam for the session. Once again, you have been part of our class. Once again, Swagatam for the session. All of us are definitely blessed to have you once again. So when we were doing the class, so it's a couple of us had this question. Okay, now we have, to some extent, we know how to pronounce Vishnu Sahasranama. How do we take it forward? How do we chant? When do we chant? When should we chant? How should we chant? That is one. And the other thing was the very popular shloka of Shri Rama Rama Rameti, coinciding with the Ayodhya, that also many of us had this question of why is it chanted 3 times? What is the importance of it? So it will be great if you can share some light or some knowledge with us. That is what is a request. Ram Ram Ram, all over to you.
Gurureva gatihi gurumeva bhaje gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave nagurof paramam shishurasmi guror matirasti gurav mama pahi guro mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkripa tamaham vande paramananda madhavam hayagriva hayagriva hayagriveti yovadet tasya nissarate vani janhukanya pravahavat Sharada Sharadam Bhojavadana Vadanambuje Sarvada Sarvadasmakam Sannidhim Kriyat Asadhya Sadhaka Swamin Asadhyan Tava Kim Vada Ramaduta Daya Sindho Matkaryam Sadhaya Prabho Manojavam Maruta Tulya Veganjitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanara Yutha Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Shirasa Namami बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनूमत्स्मरणात् भवेत् श्री हरये नमः श्री हरये नमः श्री हरये नमः श्रीरामः शरणं समस्तजगतां रामं विना का गति रामेण प्रतिहन्यते कलिमलं रामाय कार्यं नमः रामात् त्रस्यति कालभीमभुजगः रामस्य सर्वं वशे रामे भक्तिरखण्डिता भवतु मे रामत्वमेवाश्रयः नमः सदसे नमः सदसस्पतये नमः सखीनां पुरोगाणां चक्षुषे नमो दिवे नमः पृथिव्यै सर्वेभ्यः नमस्काराः पुनः सर्वान् द्रष्टुं सर्वैः सह किञ्चित् सम्भाषणं कर्तुं धन्योऽहम् अनुगृहीतोऽहम्. It is a great blessing to be amidst all of you sajjanas in a very satsang karya on the Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra Parayanasya Sampurnata Dinam. On this day, being along with you is such a great pleasure. Tatra adya बहु स्पेसिफिक रीत्या एकं कार्यं दत्तमस्ति निर्दिष्ट रीत्या श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने इति श्लोकम् अधिकृत्य किंचित् वदन्तु इति प्रार्थितमस्ति. It is a very beautiful shloka. Shri Rama Rama Rameti. When we see the shloka, as all of us already know the background of this shloka, it is a Uma Maheshwara Samvada which is happening. Through Uma Maheshwara Samvada only many of the greatest of knowledge have come down to us. For example, the Rama Nama Mahima, the Ramayana Parayana Mahima, lot of the Purana Vakyas have all come through the conversation of Uma and Maheshwara, the Adi Dampati Shiva Shakti, whom we call it as. There, always, as we can see, Matas are always Karunya Murtis. So they understand the problem of the children. So whenever we say that, okay, on the first day or in the initial days of the class, we saw the question, 6 questions. Kimekam daivatam loke kimvapyekam parayanam stuvantaha kam archantaha prapnuyuhu manava shubham ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavatah paramomataha kinjapan muchyate jantuhu janma samsara bandhanat. We saw these 2 shlokas in detail, the 6th question and answer to these 6 questions, and how Sahasranama is the answer to this 6th question. All of this is fine, but kadachit yadi samayam nasti chet, yadi we don't have, we are pressed by some time commitments, by some other kartavyas, then kenopayena laghuna. Is there a upaya wherein laghuna, laghu ityukte shighra ritya swalpa prayasa ritya iti svikartum shakyate. Laghuna etad Vishnor nama sahasrakam yad vartate kila tat sarvam kenopayena laghuna Vishnor nama sahasrakam pathyate panditer nityam shotum ichhamyaham prabhu. Can we have some way wherein whenever we are not able to do it? So, which also brings us to the question, when should we do Vishnu Sahasranamam? How should we do it? The simple answer which elders have given is, Vishnu Sahasranamam can be chanted at any time of the day, in any occasion, on any ritya it can be chanted. That is the what elders have told, because of the Nama Sahasrakam which is there, it can purify us of everything else. Therefore, even sometimes in the Antya Kala Ishti, when the Antya Karma is happening, even at that time we have seen some elders chanting this. Generally, we chant Bhagavad Gita. If possible, the entire Bhagavad Gita during the Antya Kala, when the person is in the last position, or when the person has just attained the Paramapadam, at that time Bhagavad Gita chanting is a sampradaya. either full Bhagavad Gita or at least the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Kim Tad Brahma Kimadhyatmam, it starts with that. And then also, some elders have also told that we should chant the 2nd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, because the logic they give is 8th chapter is for the Mukti Prayana of the deceased person, but 2nd chapter is to calm or Santwanam of the people who have been left behind by that Jiva. So that Najayate Mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va nabhuyah. All these kind of shlokas, when we get to hear and when we understand, we are more calm and we understand the cycle. So 2nd chapter from Ashotyan to the end, 72nd shloka, is kind of a summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita actually. And if Arjuna had not started with Jayasi Chet Karmanaste, the Bhagavad Gita would have been finished within that, within those shlokas itself actually. So this is what happens. In that place, many elders, we have seen Sampradaya scholars, Vedic scholars also chant Vishnu Sahasranama. So that is the power of Vishnu Sahasranama, and that is about when to chant. So it is a Nitya Karma. Chanting Vishnu Sahasranama is a Nitya Karma, Sada Karma, Sarvada Karma. That is first clearly identified. Now within that Nitya Karma, sometimes if we are not able to do, then what to do was the question by Parvati Mata, Uma Mata. At that time, Nissandeha Ritya, without any hesitation, without any doubt, Shiva gives a Siddhanta Vakya. So Siddhanta Vakya is like a theorem or an equation, QED. It is decided and closed. What is that? Is Shri Rama Rama Rameti. So by chanting Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame, either by chanting this shloka itself or the essence of the shloka by chanting the Rama Nama 3 times, Tada Kim Bhavishyati, He Rame, Tada Kim Bhavishyati, Sahasranamasya Tat Tulyam Bhavishyati. So it is equal to chanting the Sahasranama. Again, like we know the golden rule, exceptions should be used as exceptions. It is not like a full substitute. Whenever there is a, we are unable to do the Sahasranama, then we take this Shri Rama Rama Rameti. Of course, this also brings about the greatness of the Rama Nama and the Mahima of Rama Nama. So why this Shri Rama Rama Rameti has so much of power? What are the various reasons? If that is the question which is being asked, then let us list out a few logical reasons, a few mathematical, literary. We will see it from all sides actually. So Prathamam Karanam Yadi Svikurmaschete, the first reason, whenever we do any activity, let us say we are doing any karma, any sadhana, our elders always say you should do it with Trikarana Shuddhi. So what is Trikarana Shuddhi? 3 Karanas. There are 3 instruments, Karana, Upakarana, instruments. All of this have to be clean. And then when you do your karma, the karma will bear its full fruit. So what is that Trikarana Shuddhi? Trikarana, Kayena, Vacha, Manasa. Body, mind, and the words. Thoughts, words, actions. So all of these should be pure and aligned. For example, one Subhashitakara says, Manasyekam, Vachasyekam, Karmanyekam, Mahatmanam. The second line we don't need, because all of here are Mahatmas only. So Manasi api sayeva bhavana bhavitavya, bhavanaya bhavitavya. That is, that bhavana only we should have. Similarly, in the vachas and in our action also. So now, how to achieve this Trikarana Shuddhi whenever we do any karma? Elders have actually given that secret also to us. For example, when we do a sankalpa, we start with this. Apavitrah pavitrova sarvavasthangatoppiva yasmaret pundarikaksham Sabakhyabhyantara shuchihi. After that, there is a shloka. Manasam vachikam papam karmana samuparjitam. See the words. Arjitam, uparjitam, samuparjitam. So earned, accumulated and earned over a period of time with compound, simple interest, compound interest, and got from previous birth also. Arjitam, uparjitam, samuparjitam. So we have loads and loads of baggage. And all of these are how? Manasam vachikam papam karmana samuparjitam. Katham nishkasaniyam etat sarvam? Shri-Rama smarane naiva vyapohati nasamshayah. Just by thinking of Shri-Rama, sarvamapi vyapohati. Everything goes away. Vyapohati nasamshayah. Shruyate kila? Samyak shruyate va? So, the first reason is just by chanting this Shri Rama and even smarane naiva, just by thinking of Shri Rama, because when we have to chant, we will first think of Shri Rama. So, first pramana what we have for this shloka, that it can be Sahasranama Tattulyam is Tulyatvam. How it came? Sahasranama vapi sarvan papan vyapohati. By chanting Sahasranama, all our papas go away. Therefore, we get punya, and therefore we get health, we get everything. Similarly, Rama smarane naiva yevam tulyatvam sadhitam iti prathamam karanam vaktum shakyate. This is the first reason. Now, the second reason, if we take in Skanda Purana, from a Purana Ritya, if we see, there are 5 chapters which talk about Ramayana Mahatmyam. So even when we do a Navaha Ramayana Parayanam, the first day, previous day when Kalasha Sthapana happens, this Ramayana Mahatmyam from Skanda Purana, Uttarakhanda, there 5 chapters are taken and first chanted, and then we get, our mind gets prepared. We get physically, mentally, spiritually aligned to that Ramayana Navaha Parayanam by reading these 5 chapters. Those who read it will surely understand the importance. There we have this shloka at the concluding part. Rama namaiva 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 mama jivanam kalau nastyeva 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 gatiranyatha. So now in the starting part when we said Kodharma sarva dharmanam bhavatah paramomatah, the best dharma we said is Vishnu Sahasranama. But in Kali Yuga, here they say Rama namaiva 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 mama jivanam kalau anyatha gatihi nasti. Tari Vishnu Sahasranamam anyatha gatihi nasti. Evam Rama nama anyatha gatihi nasti. Evam tayor madhye tulyatvam sadhitam. So this is the second pramana which we get from the Skanda Purana. Now, similarly, when we see it from a very interesting part, there may be lot of Sahitya Shastra Vidwans who are there. When we take this Shri Rama Rama Rameti shloka, this shloka, first if we take the Chandas Shastra, as a Chandas, we all know, these are all some interesting academic points which are there. So in the Chandas Shastra, we know that 8888 letters when we come, that shloka is called as Anushtub Chandas. So Shri Rama Rama Rameti, when we say is an Anushtub Chandas shloka, what does it say is Anu means again and again, keep following up and keep repeating it again and again. Stub, when we take that stui, that is stotra, that is the dhatu. Stub is stotra, stui stutau is the dhatu. So again and again keep repeating this shloka is what this Anushtup Chandas seems to tell us when we chant Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame. Similarly, when we go to the Alankara part, there is Alankara and there is Chandas. Whenever we study Sanskrit grammar or the Sanskrit Sahitya Shastra, we see what is the Alankara or the prosody and the beautification which is used. Here, the Alankara used is called as Anuprasa. In English, we call it as alliteration. So, alliteration, what it does? It is Anuprasa. Tasyeva Vyanjanasya Anekavrittihi Anuprasaha. This is the Lakshanam for Anuprasa. So, what happens? Rama, Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame. Again and again, Ra and Ma getting repeated. There is an Anuprasa Alankara. What is that Alankara also telling? Again and again you keep repeating this shloka. Again and again you keep repeating Rama Nama. Again and again you keep chanting Vishnu Sahasranama till you reach your destination. As we keep contemplating on the shlokas, Bhagavan gives the multi-layered meanings from all sides. It actually appears as if Bhagavan is telling us that we should chant these kind of shlokas. Similarly, when we go to the Bhakti Sahitya, there is an immense amount on the Rama Nama and the Shri Rama Rama Rameti. For example, when we go to Narayana Tirthar Tarangini, Rama Nama Gangaya, Krishna Nama Yamunaya, Govinda Nama Saraswatya, Prayagam tu Grihe Grihe. So, Rama Nama is that Ganga, the perennial river. Krishna Nama, by the Krishnatva, it is Yamuna. And Govinda Nama is that Rahasya Nama, the Saraswati, which is there. And by chanting this Rama Krishna Govindeti, that Kirtana, when Narayana Tirthar tells this Kirtana, he tells just by chanting this Rama Nama, Rama Krishna Govinda, we get the phala of taking a divine snanam in the Prayaga Kshetra. So within that Rama Nama is given the Ganga position. And this Ganga, in Ramayana they say, Bhavanga Patitam Toyam Ganga. It is not an ordinary Ganga. What happened? It is an interesting story actually. When Bhagirath did the tapas, Ganga was the Suranadi. She was flowing in the Devata Swarga. The Devatas had the privilege of Ganga, taking bath in Ganga, and they were always pure. But the Bhulokavasis or the Patalokavasis didn't have this. But then when Bhagirath did penance, and that Ganga fell on the head of Bhagirath and then came on the head of Shiva, and then through that jata it came down and started flowing down. All the Devatas came running and took bath here. At that time people asked, this was already there in your Suraloka, why do you have to come here in Bhuloka and take bath? They said, Bhavanga Patitam Toyam Pavitramiti Paspurushu. So now, earlier it was only Suranadi. Now it has come through the head of Shiva. And from there, it has now come down to Bhumloka. So it is extra Pavitram now. And therefore, we are taking bath in this, which has the double benefit and double effect. So more Pavitram, more Punya we get. And even Devatas came running to the Tirtha Kshetras in Bharata Bhumi where Ganga was flowing. And that Ganga is being taken to Ramanama. Similarly, Stotra Sahityam Pashyamaschet Bahuvarnitamasti Param Adi Shankara Bhagavat Padacharyaha Kim Vadanti Yada Varnayat Karna Mulenta Kale Shivo Rama Rameti Rameti Kashyam. So what happens? We all want to get mukti. For mukti, there are multiple stages, but Shastras give us some easier path. Katham Kashyantu Maranat Muktihi. By taking the Marana at Kashi Kshetra, we get Mukti. How is it possible, Mahodaya? If somebody asks. So that is only because there in Kashi, there is one Vishwanatha who is sitting there. And Prati Jivasya Marana Nantaram Kim Karoti, he takes that any Jiva Jantu, it can be a Kita, it can be a Mriga, it can be a Shunaka. If you take it, he will take that Jiva after the Marana, place it on his lap, and in the right ear, he will chant Rama. Yada varnayat karnamulent antakale Shivaha Rama Rameti Kashyam. So the same Shri Rama Rama Rameti, what is here, that same Shiva who has told this shloka to Parvati, theoretically, he is practicing it. He is doing a practical session there at Kashi and doing it for every Jivan. And today also, what elders say who have seen this, they say, any Jivan, when he dies in Kashi and final stage when they achieve, they will always be facing, the right ear will be facing the sky. They will have fallen on the left ear. So however they fall, finally it will come to a position where the right ear will be facing the sky, because that is where Vishweshwara, he puts the Jantu on his lap and tells the Rama Nama Taraka Mantra. So that itself is a pramana for, because we said Sarva Dharmanam Paramam Vishnu Sahasranamam Param Tasya Tulyatvam Katham Bhavati Evam Sadhitam. Theoretically he is told, practically he is telling it and proving it and saying Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Now, how did Rama Nama get such a power? Even from a mantra shastra ritya. So we have seen multiple Bhakti Shastram, Stotra Sahityam, Alankara ritya, Chandas ritya, Sankalpa ritya. We have seen Purana ritya also we have seen. Now if we take it from a mantra ritya, this in some of our previous Upanyasam also we have told, the Rama Nama comes from two Mahamantras. One Mahamantra, Ashtakshara Mahamantra, which our Ramanujacharya Udghoshanam to everybody and gave that and took the pledge. Ashtakshara Mahamantra. Being a public place, we cannot tell the full Mahamantra, but we all know that it consists of Narayana and Namaskara Vakyam with the Pranava to it. And similarly, this is the Mahavishnu mantra. Similarly, there is a Shiva mantra, which also has Shiva with the Chaturthi Vibhakti and a Namaskara to it in the starting. That is the Panchakshara. Now, the Ashtakshara, Panchakshara, keep both of it side by side. In the Ashtakshara, take one letter which is the Hridaya. By taking which letter, the whole meaning changes to an opposite. Na Ayanaya it becomes. So that Ra you take it. And here also, if you take that Ma, Na, it becomes Shivaya. So that Ma you take, both of these if you place Ra, Ma. So that Hari, Hara, Abhedatva or the Hari, Hara, Aikya Shaktitva is there in Rama Nama. Therefore, Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Now, we know the mantra Shakti of Rama. But when we start doing the japa of Rama, what happens? Let us say we are all sitting and trying to do Rama, 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 Rama. We are doing Rama Nama japa. What happens immediately? There is one more person who is constantly doing this japa, who actually is telling this shloka. Why he is telling this shloka is by anubhuti he is telling the shloka, not by reading shastras. Because this Rama Nama mantra chanting is constantly being done by Mahadeva, Sadashiva, by himself. That is why Ishvara Uvacha. Ishwaraha katham uvacha swanubhutya uvacha. By his experience, saha uvacha, he tells that Rama nameti. So he thinks, Are, this Bhakta is doing, let me also join along with him. He comes and sits next to us and he is doing chanting. When Shiva comes in, what happens? Parvati is looking, where is Shiva? He is sitting there. Parvati also comes next to us. So we have Shiva, we have Shakti. When they both are there, what happens? The automatically Ganesha, Subramanya come there. The entire Shiva Gana, the entire Kailasa, Vasin, all of them come and sit there. Now what happens? Again we are doing Rama Nama, Rama Rama Rama. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame. So when we are telling this Rame Rame Manorame, Sita, the Mahalakshmi, who is the Rama, who is the Manorama, who is the Varanana, she sees this. Are, somebody is calling me. She also comes there. And wherever Rama Nama is there, Sita Mata comes there. When Mahalakshmi comes there, Mahavishnu also comes there. In the avatara form, Sita Mata comes there. And when we are calling Rama, true to his promise, Rama also comes there. When Rama, Sita are there, Anjaneya, who is the Paramabhakta, who is also chanting, he is also there. When Rama, Sita, Anjaneya are there, the entire Vame, Bhumi, Suta, Purascha, Hanuman, Paschat, Sumitra, Sutaha, Shatrugno, Bharatascha, Parshvadalayoho, Vaivadi Koneshu cha, Sugrivascha, Vibhishanascha, Yuvarat, Tarasuto Jambavan, Madhye Nila Saroja Komalaruchim, Ramam Bhaje Shyamalam. The entire Rama Parivara is now standing there. They have come there. Now this Rama Nama, this whole Rama Nama's Hridayam is there in Ramayanam. And this Ramayanam was Shatakoti Pravistaram. It was 100 crore shlokas which was written by Brahma. And even in the Balakanda, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th chapters, the Brahma Samvada comes and he tells Machanda Deva Te Brahman Pravritteyam Saraswati. So by chanting this Ramanama, Saraswati, Brahma also come. Anyways, they come. When Mahavishnu comes, automatically the Padma comes and on that Brahma sitting. So anyways, he comes along with it. So we have Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, the Trinity gods with their entire parivaras, the entire Rama parivara. We have the entire Ganesha, we have the entire Subramanya. And when Hanuman, all of them, Rama is here. The Vamsha Devata, Surya, he also comes there. Therefore, the entire Shanmata Bhagavan, Sauram, Ganapatyam, Kaumaram, Shaktam, Vaishnavam, Shaivam, all the gods are coming and sitting there. When we just do a Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Tadartham, that is why he didn't specify. Vishnu Sahasranama Tattulyam. It is all Sahasranama Tattulyam. Because all the gods are there. It is not only Vishnu Sahasranama Tattulyam. You take a Ganesha Sahasranama Tattulyam, you get Ganesha Pratyaksha. Shiva Sahasranamam, he is there Pratyaksha. Lakshmi Sahasranamam, she is sitting next to you. So Sarva Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. That is how we can experience that power of Rama Nama. Now, this Rama Nama, what all can it do? We saw that Rama Nama can give us mukti by the Kashi incident. But can it give us all good things in our life currently? Mukti, okay, Amushmika Sukha, but Iha Sukha, can I get everything from there? So for example, many people come and ask that we want to have a very good quality, good conduct, Sadguna, we want to build in ourselves, we want to build it in our children, we want to build it in everybody. So this Sadguna, Satsanga, if you have to build, what is that gold standard or benchmark whom we look up to? It is Rama. Maryada Purushottama Rama. First chapter of Balakanda. Similarly, the first 2 chapters of Ayodhya Kanda talk about the greatness of the Rama Guna. So, some shlokas if we take, Satu Nityam Prashantatma Mridu Purvancha Bhashate Uchyamanopi Parusham Nottaram Pratipadyate. Satu Nityam Prashantatma, always a Prashanta Manas, Prashanta he is. Mridu Purvancha Bhashate, he comes and talks to us Purva Bhashi. Then when he talks, it is very Mridu Bhashi. When he talks to us, he talks good for us, Hita Bhashi. With all these things, he talks limited Mita Bhashi. Why Mita Bhashi? Because he has to tell the truth, Satya Bhashi. All of this only Rama can do. And Uchyamanopi Parusham, even if somebody tells something very Parusha, harsh words, Nottaram Pratipadyate, he does not unnecessarily react to these kind of activities. Similarly, when somebody helps him a little bit, Kathanchidupakarena krite naike natushyati, a small act of support or help, he will remember it for Jivana. But let us say somebody has done some apakara, he will keep on forgiving. One more chance, one more chance, one more chance. Nasmaratyapakaranam shatamapyatmavattaya. If somebody conspiracially, forcibly does apakara also, he doesn't remember it at all. That is the greatness. Like this, there are a lot of shlokas in the Ayodhya Kanda. Now, similarly, in the Uma Maheshwara Samhita, in the Uma Samhita, there is one shloka, very important shloka, which gives the phala of reading the first and second Kanda of Ayodhya Kanda. Ayodhya Kanda Prarambhe Shri Rama Guna Santatehe Pathanat Gunavan Putraha Nirgunopi Bhave Dhruvam. A Gunavan Putra becomes further Gunavan. Nirgunaha api yaha kaschit Purusha asti chet sopi Gunavan Bhavishyati Dhruvam. They put a seal stamp, surety stamp, they put it. This is from the Uma Samhita itself, where they talk about this. So there are vidhi to do it. You can chant it every day with 5 Kadali Phala Naivedyam, 5 bananas. We can read those 2 chapters, do Nivedanam of 5 bananas. We can do it for a mandala, 48 days Parayanam. We can see a marked difference in the behavior of people around us, of children in our house, of ourselves to our parents, of parents to their parents, to all the people around us. Everywhere we can see everybody is filled with so much of sadgunas, good qualities. And that is how does all of this happen? Because we are talking about one person, Rama, who lived those gunas fully and showed us that path. And therefore, that Rama Nama chanting itself can give us all the good qualities. And once we become Gunavan, everything automatically comes to us. Vinayena sarvamapi siddhyati, gunaihi sarvam sadhaitum shakyate. So that is the greatness of the Rama Nama. So like this, we can see a lot of Siddhanta Granthas are also there. Bhagavan Nama Rasodayam is one Grantha out of 8 Maha Granthas written by Shri Bodhendra Saraswati Swamigal. One is called as Bhagavan Nama Rasodayam, which was based on Bhagavan Namamrita Kaumudi by Lakshmidhara Kavi in Orissa, whose son is Pandit Jagannath, a famous Kavi. We would have all read about Pandit Jagannatha Kavi. So there are incidents which talk about the Rama Mahima, where Bodhendra Saraswati Swaminaha had gone there. There was an incident through which he also got to experience the greatness of Ramanama, and he made a Siddhanta Grantha. That is a confirmation Grantha which talks about, and these have happened in the last 2-3 centuries. So these kind of experiences have happened very recently. It is not a very past Puranic experiences. So there are multiple experiences of this Ramanama. And above this, if somebody wants from a mathematical angle, which many of our students keep asking, you please tell me logically and prove it to me. That is what our students ask. At that time, even mathematically, like in one of the previous lectures, we were explaining in a Sankhya Shastra, applying mathematics to letters. If we do this, there are three types of doing it. One is called a Katapaya Sankhya method, one is called an Aryabhatiya method, and one is called as Bhuta Sankhya method. Now, if we take this Katapaya Sankhya method, Katapaya, Ya becomes 1 again, Ra becomes 2. So Ra gets the number 2, Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma. Starting from Ka, Ta, Pa, each of these gets 1. Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma, Ma gets 5. So 2 into 5, Ra, Ma. 2 into 5 becomes 10. Similarly, 10 into 10, 100. 100 into 10,000. Therefore, Rama, Rama, Rama becomes 10 into 10 into 10,000. And within that, if we again put a Shri Rama Rama Rameti, what happens is, in Shri also, Shri plus Ra, Ra gets a full letter 2. So 2 into 1000, 2000. So there is a doubling effect by chanting Shri Rama Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tattulyam, Rama Nama Varanane. Similarly, if we take the Bhuta Sankhya is specific words have specific numbers based on their meaning. Like Brahma, Parabrahma is 1. Gunas are 3. 3 gunas are there. Therefore, if you just say guna, it means 3. If you take Gaja, Ashta Gaja, 8. If you take Surya or Aditya, Dwadasha, 12. 12 Adityas are there. Like this, the names, words itself have a connotation. Just like your Da Vinci code, you have these kind of codes which are there. Encryption and all these things have been done. So within that also, if we see in the Bhuta Sankhya, Rama denotes 3 actually. Why 3, Mahodaya? What is the logic for that 3? Because there are 3 Ramas. If you call Rama, 3 people will come and stand next to you. Who are those 3 people? One, there is a person who is holding an axe with the Rishi, tall person. He is called Parashu Rama. Then you have our Dhanurdhari Kodanda, who is there, Shri Rama. Then there is one more person with the plow, Halayudhari, who is there, who is Balarama. So similarly, in that when we do Ramanama Japa, Balarama also comes there. Parashurama also comes. When Balarama comes, automatically brother follows, Krishna comes. When Krishna comes, automatically the entire Gopikas, the entire Mandala comes. So even Rama, when we chant, Krishna Parivara also comes. That is also there. Coming back to Bhuta Sankhya, it denotes 3, which means when we have to cross, we are part of the Trigunas. And if our Tapatrayas have to be removed, we have to chant Rama Nama, which can take us away from the Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika Tapas. Now coming to the last point, which is very, very interesting. In the Katapaya, in the again the Aryabhatiya, when we go to the so we saw the Katapaya method, 5 into 2. We saw the Bhuta Sankhya importance. Rama is 3, which is the Tapatraya Nivarakaha. So that is how Sattva Guna Gunati Tattvam he can give us. All that we saw. In the Aryabhatiya method, if you put the entire Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Shloka, after this class we will share one link where you can do this. There are encoders, decoders. If you put the entire shloka, you will get a very, very long number, 020202, like this kind of a number you will get. And when you add the digits of those numbers, what will happen is the total will come to 108. That is the greatness of the Rachana of that shloka itself. I don't know if we have time, we can even show it directly. If we can open the one web, actually, there is a link. I will just show it to you how it. That's Sanskrit madhya. Copyable अस्ति वा? PDF वा एतत्? तदेव तत् एकवारं कुर्मः. So just give us a minute. श्रीराम राम राम इति कापयित् श्लोकः लभ्यते, ततः स्वीकुरु. अत्र स्थापयतु. पूर्णं श्लोकं कुत्रचित् लभ्यते. इदानीं तत् स्वीकरोतु. तत् स्वीकुर्मः. अन्यत्र डीकोड संख्या होम गच्छतु. अत्र आर्यभटीय, अत्र डीकोड, अत्र द्वितीयवाक्यमपि स्थापितं. सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यम्. So that the while Anna is doing this, so the greatness of Ramanama, the greatness of the Shri Rama Rama Rameti shloka, we have been able to touch a little bit in the surface. Probably when we have more opportunities in the future, we will try to see more of this. There are any other questions or other points which are there, we can take those questions also. We will quickly share the screen and show you how this actually happens. Aham tat kritva ekavaram preshayami. I will send the link and how to do it. We will show it to you. The links are not working here, but there is a way to do it. But if you see it in that Sankhya, even the Bhuta Sankhya, the Aryabhatiya Sankhya, Katapaya, all these, we will send the links. You can have a look at it and you can see how this actually works. Kopi prashnaha santi chet drashtum shakyate.
Questions were deactivated.
Activate. Astu. Ante prichamah. Evam paunah punyena Rama namasya kathanena. Thus, by the chanting of Rama nama, by chanting this shloka, Shri Rama Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. So there is last one point which we can tell is, in the Bhagavad Gita, many people ask a question. That is, I am chanting Rama Nama, I chant a little bit of Vishnu Sahasranama, I am not able to finish it. What will happen in my next birth? Will all this what I did become waste? Will it go not useful? Similarly, I am able to chant only little bit. Will I still be able to get some benefit? All of this are answered by Partha Sarathi in his Gita. So he says, Neha Bhikrama Nashosti Asya Abhikrama Nashaha Nasti. That is, whatever, let us say you have chanted 10, in the next birth it will start from 11. If you have learnt something at 20%, you will start from 20, the 20, next to 21 you will start from. So Abhikrama Nashaha Nasti. Now let us say the most important thing, we have to chant with all the accurate pronunciation. That is why we are all here. In case unknowingly there is some error, what will happen? Pratyavayo navidyate. As long as the devotion is there, bhaktya, if you are chanting with utmost bhakti, then all the letters by themselves will become correct and the pronunciation will automatically become right by themselves. The Shiksha Shastra will come and sit there and it will actually make the pronunciation right in your tongue. That is the power of bhakti. We are all now trying to chant it perfectly so that we get the bhakti. But once bhakti comes, all of this gets loose and this becomes perfect actually. So Neha Vikrama Nashosti. None of this gets destroyed. All of this are accumulated. All the punya we do get accumulated. Pratyavayo navidyate. No side effects are there. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a little bit, small acts of goodness, small acts of kindness, small acts of satkarma will protect us from the greatest of bhayas. For that shloka, what is the pramana? That pramana is Shri-Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. With these small thoughts, conscious of time, we are already at 8 exactly, taken most of the time today. So hope some questions are answered and some thoughts are shared with all of you. Ananta Dhanyavadaha for giving an opportunity to share our thoughts and talk to you all. Dhanyavadaha. Ram Ram Ram. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Shri Ramarpanamastu.
Dhanyawadaha Mahodaya. Thank you for taking time to share with us. We will definitely look forward for many more opportunities where we can try to swim as much as possible in this ocean of devotion. Dhanyawadaha again. Hopefully many of our questions are answered. And maybe hearing to this, maybe there are more questions that would have come. So maybe in our next sessions, we'll try to address or ask those questions. Dhanyawadaha again, once again. Just to as on the logistics, between next 2 days, you should receive an email about the instructions for the assessment. So please look forward. If you don't get it, maybe in our next class we can have questions. We can answer the questions about the assessments. As Sahana Bhagini already gave all the instructions in the last week in our last class. If there's any more further questions, we can take in our next class in the next Monday, 7 p.m. IST. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, kale varshatu parjanyah, prithvi sasya shalini, deshoyam kshobarahitah, brahmana samtu nirbhayah, स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. धन्यवादः. राम राम राम. We'll see in our next class.